Hi, I'm Scott Wrighton. I serve as Decatur's city manager, and for those of you who regularly watch, then you know that every week we provide some additional information about what's going on with your city government. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of topics that are sort of at the center of what local governments do. It's already mid-August, and so you might think, well, a lot of the summer season has already gone by, and is the city pretty much wrapping up some of its street work? And the answer is no. Not by a long shot. Sadly, there's been a lot of inconvenience, short-term inconvenience created by our motorists because of major projects, especially on state routes down towards South Shores and some other parts of the city. But there's a lot more work still scheduled. In fact, the mayor and city council are scheduled to take a couple of actions at their meeting next week to continue work on streets. It involves streets like a lengthy section of Garfield and Ferries Parkway, work on Decatur Street, 27th Street, portions of Mound Road, and many others. Major streets that, while not falling apart, are starting to show stress cracks that indicate that we need to be improving those driving surfaces. The state also has some additional work that they're going to be doing inside the city of Decatur, so you can expect additional street work to be happening probably really up until it becomes impossible to keep the asphalt plants open in November. Second, I want to mention that the City Council's agenda also includes, as it often does, action to approve either a contract for demolishing structures or a resolution that the City Council sometimes takes to classify a particular property as unsafe. These are routinely on the City Council's agenda because the Mayor and City Council are committed to moving forward with taking out and demolishing structures that are no longer redeemable, cannot be repaired practically or feasibly, and as well to take action on ones that they don't own or control necessarily, but which state law gives them the authority to go through a legal process whereby we declare that they're unsafe and then compel the landowner to take them down, and if they don't, then the city will do it, even though we don't own the property, and then usually put a lien on the property, foreclose on that lien as a way of getting some reimbursement to the taxpayers for the investment they made in a property that the owner has chosen to walk away from. The Mayor and City Council's agenda for next week includes both of those, both an action to approve demolition of structures that the city has come to own, either through tax foreclosure or through enforcing of liens or condemnation or some other action that the city takes to actually acquire the building, in which case it's a lot easier for us to move forward with the demolition because we own it. And then separately, take action on properties that we don't own, but because the property owner hasn't taken responsibility for them, we've had to step in, and the first step in this multi-step legal process requires that the mayor and city council enact a resolution saying that yes, in accordance with the law and certain requirements of the building code, this is unsafe, and then that enables them to move to the next step. The topic of why we tear certain ones down quickly and why others it takes longer to tear down is a topic of conversation that I've had the opportunity to talk on these videos before about, but it probably bears repeating that to the average observer, the average citizen, it may seem kind of strange. Well, okay, both of these houses are sort of in the same poor condition. In both cases, the owner has sort of walked away from them. Why is it that the city was able to tear this one down really fast, but not able to get this one down? And maybe it took more than a year for them to take that down. It's because in some cases the city acquires ownership quickly, and other cases we don't. Some cases the property owner fights us legally. Other times they don't. Sometimes there's other liens and processes that interfere in the legal process of getting us to the point where the city has authorization under the law to proceed with demolition. In fact, we're dealing with thousands of properties throughout the city, making good progress, I think, but it's like it's a different story with every single parcel. And that's sort of the story behind the story about these items that appear on the City Council's agenda on a regular basis, both to authorize contractors to demolish structures as well as to take action on unsafe structures and other actions that are required to move that legal process forward. On these and other topics, I look forward to bringing you more updates in the weeks ahead. Thanks for tuning in.